Alright, hey y'all, it's Pizza Hulk. We're back here today in the long dark. Back here in our side missions. Side missions, by the way, if you're wondering what that means. There's no specific playthrough that these are focused on. It's just sometimes in some of the other random playthroughs I have going on and other things I'm doing. Uh, we'll get a slice of life of sort of what that's like when I'm not just doing a particular type of stream like Pilgrim for Noobs or my new series. So yeah, it's kind of random. It can be in multiple different playthroughs. We can find ourselves with multiple different characters and different things going on. But we're picking up kind of, I mean, not really where we left off in the last episode because we're working on a new Super Astrid. Uh, Super Astrid for me in this game is a character I make to explore new additions to the game. You know, if they add something new to the DLC, if there's a new map, if there's new mechanics or anything. And I had one built up that I was using to uh, go over the building system basically and the trader system. But unfortunately, that save just has like so many crashes, and it's an older save. It's a really old playthrough. So I started a new one. We're building a new Super Astrid. We're pretty much where we need to be. If you look at the clothing here, I mean, we got a 56-degree warmth bonus. We got 22 degrees of windproofing. Protection's not great, but we shouldn't get into too much trouble because animals are passive. And not a ton of sprint. But we're 20, I believe, I want to say 20, only 22 days in. And we did the Ash Canyon start, right? We started out at Pillars, we got ourselves to the gold mine, we got the tech backpack, and some clothing. Made ourselves way to Timberwolf. Spent a good time there. I killed a moose there. And went around and opened as many airplane containers that I could. Went to the top of the Timberwolf Mountain, came back down with all of that junk. We made a foray into Pleasant Valley, right? And then back to Timberwolf to make the moose hide. So we got a lot of stuff gathered up in Pleasant. I don't know what's wrong. It's hot. It's very hot in Virginia. Anyway, how you guys doing? I hope you're out there having a good day. I hope you're doing what you want to do. Pizza's having a good day. Oh, we're on day 24. Pizza's having a good day. He got up real early to get his work done. My work done. You know, I like to talk to myself. I like to say Pizza. I don't want to say my name and that kind of stuff. It's not necessary for y'all. I have said it before, actually, if you want to dig through all the 2,000 plus videos. I've probably said it 3 or 4 times. Whatever. But anyway, yeah. It's hot. It's like 100 degrees, so like 105, 106 with the heat index. We're in this heat wave until Friday when we get a massive storm. It'll actually be in the 70s. And then that week after, it's only going to be in the 80s. It'll be a little bit better. But I mentioned the heat because you may hear the fan in the background. I got to have it on, you guys. My energy bill is crazy right now. The AC is turned way up. So it's not going to kick on very much. And yeah, I got this old box fan just doing the work here for me. So my apologies, but you know, it's hot. Anyway, so yeah, we left Pleasant and then we made our way to Mystery where we are now. I got a little bit of rest. I've been kicking it, kind of hanging out, waiting for a blizzard to go away. I'm going to peek out the door just to see. But to continue on with the Super Astrid aspect of it, so it's not really like, you know, it's pretty much the easiest settings you can get. It's mostly Pilgrim. Some things are even easier than Pilgrim. I do play with these settings a little bit. Some things are a little bit harder, but not much. And really, it's just set up so I can... Okay, cool. It's done. Maybe. Could kick back up. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm going to take a quick little walk and we'll talk while we do that. But I got my weight down here to 66, and you can see we're up to the 99 pounds because we've got the moose hide bag and the tech backpack from the kit. We've got all the best clothing that I like to wear, except for the other pair of good socks and a good pair of gloves. But that's alright, we're keeping our weight down. Yeah, Super Astrid got all the settings. Tons of loot, low, you know, the loot's going to degrade very slowly, so we got plenty of time to explore. So, you know, months and months in, I can still find, you know, decent stuff around the map and different zones I haven't been to, so that'll be fun. But basically, yeah, I haven't really done much exploration. So, for instance, in the Sundered Pass, I've hardly done anything there. In any playthrough, really. I visited it a little bit, I goofed around a little bit, but I don't really know that region. The Zone of Contamination, I made probably, you know, a good amount of videos there now, but I still haven't fully explored that region. And that's the kind of place you want to take a Super Astrid to. Fully ready to go. We can deal with the cold, we can deal with the storms, we can deal with pretty much anything. The most dangerous thing will be my lack of map knowledge. Truly on that. Here, let me make sure I'm streaming, because that has been a problem issue recently here. It's like it streams for like, you know, a few minutes and then it dies. So let's see if I'm talking to myself or talking to the world. Hey, hello world. Alright. Anyway, let's keep trucking here. The snow's not great. I'd hoped to get this started a bit earlier, but, I mean, whatever. It is what it is. I was pretty much kicking it, waiting for the blizzard to go away. And then, I was going to read, but then, during the intro, I thought I heard the wind die. But what I really want to focus on mostly in this run, honestly, is the building mechanics and the trader missions. But I do want to get to just go ahead and pick that up, because it's kind of like, you know, I got to go there and get it eventually to do the tails, but I want to do the tails anyway. So I might as well just go ahead and go get it. Right? And then we'll grab the tools from the Zone of Contamination. Because I don't really feel like fighting and going to Bleak Inlet right now. But yeah, pretty much just going to scoot right into Forsaken Airfield. I don't know how much exploration I'm going to do there. You know, we'll kind of see what we find. There's a good bit of stuff there, so it'll probably be more like a gathering mission, you know, for me to return and get stuff later. There we go. I'm just going to go check on the Prepper's Cache up here, see if we got a full Prepper's Cache. We got some Bun Buns. Hey, Bun Bun. You turn the headphones up, maybe with her ptarmigan, they do hang out, I think, over there. Yeah, let's see if we scored a Prepper's Cache. That'd be nice to get one right off the bat, plus I'd know where it was for the Trader Tails. Yeah, it's a bust. We'll see if there's anything in here, though. Skadoosh, we've already got a good... Oh, I mean, sure. Well, we managed to pick up the good lantern. Yeah, whatever. I'll take these things. Yeah, that's it. That's alright. Cross it off the list. It's a place I don't need to worry about coming back to anytime soon. Anyway, yeah. Once we get Super Asher geared up with the tools and the radio, I'll work my way back from Forsaken Airfield, zone of contamination, etc. And then probably hang out in Broken Railroad for a minute just to see what's going on there. Or I might just bring everything back to Mystery. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I'm walking around with at that point. Is that a ptarmigan? Yeah, I think there's a few ptarmigan. Isn't that them? Those are bunnies. Anyway, let's see if we can find... Sometimes there's a sapling. Again, occasionally there's, you know, some ptarmigan up here. Hey, Mrs. Ray, how you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Pizza's having a good day. Playing the long dark. Got a little bit of time this afternoon. It was nice to catch you on LMG stream. It was nice to see you there. Had fun watching. You know, I was going to stream yesterday about the same time, and I realized, oh man, I could either stream or I could goof off and watch LMG. So that's what I chose to do. Anyway, it was nice to catch you over there too. Good to see ya. Back here in Side Missions today, working on Super Astra 2.0. And we're getting ready to begin the long trek eventually to Forsaken Airfield. Yay! One of my favorite places. Let's get the light on real quick. Get the light on real quick. There we go. But yeah, you didn't miss anything so far. I was talking about how it's super hot in here. And, well, super hot in Virginia, just period. So I've got the AC turned up so I don't blow out my energy bill, but I got a fan going to keep me nice and cool. Mrs. Wright's doing great. That's what I like to hear. Very glad to hear it. Right, so I think we're going to creep back down the hill. I mean, it's getting dark, but I've got an okay amount of energy. But yeah, if you're not sure where we are, I'm back. It's basically at the, I think it's the south end, I think it's called, of Crystal Lake. And instead of going up the rope climb, we just kind of shimmied up the side here, and we're going to do the same thing to get back down. That way I don't burn up a lot of energy on climbing the rope unnecessarily. Didn't look like I looked out on any saplings this time. Yeah, Prepper's cache was empty. No good. I'll probably be back up here again at some point. I'll double check for saplings. I usually run a map twice if I can. If I don't see saplings where maybe I think they should be, I think if you really want to make sure they're not there, you got to check it twice, because sometimes I don't think things render in necessarily right away. I would like this snow to calm down though, because at night this snow in particular makes it very hard to see. But I think what I'm gonna do is hit the fishing cottages and the fishing huts that are down here. Try to get that cleared out tonight. No, it's just marked off the map. Oh my gosh, even with the wind badge I am getting crushed by this wind. Let's see if I can catch the name of this place. I'll tell you what. I've got, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just Mystery Lake Western access. There we go. It seems southern to me, but, you know, I just make things up as far as the directions in this game go. Yeah, I don't know. We might be slipping back into a blizzard. I don't know. Could just be crummy weather. Yeah, my controller, I got like dirt, dust, a random piece of potato chip. I have no idea, but something is occasionally catching in the right joystick. And I wish I had one of those little spray cans of air. I should probably pick one up. But if I just blow on it, it fixes it for a little while until it works its way back into being in the way. I wish I was a little more tired. I'm going to use up a little fuel and look around. I had hoped the weather would have cleared so I could have a little better view. But we'll see what we get. You never know out in these little cabins. Usually there's not much. They are a good source of reclaimed wood, cloth. That's pretty much it. And whatever we can occasionally find. Take that flare.
I'll take it.
I'll take them back home and fix them up, and then I'll have a spare. But basically, I took whatever I could carry from looting the airplane and all the containers in Timberwolf. I brought them to Pleasant Valley, and left everything there for now. I think eventually probably end up going to Coastal Highway from Ravine, from here to through Ravine. But then I can just pop up to Pleasant and pick up all that stuff up. It's really close. We get old Super Asher set up, and we get the tools and get down to Pleasant, pick up all that junk, and then bring it to Coastal. And I think that's where I'm going to go ahead and focus on most of my building. You know, I've done a lot of research, and apparently, not only, you know, again, I was playing an older version filled with glitches, obviously, bugs. I'm hoping that starting a new one, a new Super Acid, will help with that. But apparently building in either where I built, basically, in Thompson's Crossing.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
It's like one of the worst places for crashing in the game. So, unfortunately, I decided to make my main base in the community hall on top of Thompson's Crossing, and it just crashes almost every single time. You know, if I spend 20-30 minutes in the game doing anything, and then I try to leave that building, if I save in that building and then try to leave, if I do pretty much anything, it crashes. So I didn't have a lot of crashing. It does still happen in Coastal Highway at Quonset Hut occasionally, and I've seen on some Reddit and stuff that that's one of the buildings where it's a little bit more problematic. But apparently it's much better than what's going on with Pleasant Valley. And as always, we'll just keep hope that they fix that at some point. We'll see. I figure there's going to be another round. I mean, when Winter Meat comes out, excuse me, the final episode, you know, they'll have to it's obviously going to break some things. That's just how this game works. That's how, whoops, games just kind of work these days. But I'm hoping with that come some fixes. I wish they'd just go ahead and do it, but I don't think they're going to do it until Winter Meat comes out.
Probably useful.
I just don't see it happening. When you're working on a second game, anyway, when you're already working on the second game, you've already, ridiculously told people when it's going to possibly
use this.
be coming out, and you put that kind of pressure on yourself. It's gonna kind of force them to focus on that. I mean, that's just the structure of the way the gaming industry is kind of set up right now. I don't know if it's great or I don't think it's great, but whatever. It's what they do. But the good news is, whenever Chapter 5 comes out, it's going to break the game. They're going to have to fix it, and I hope some other fixes are coming along with it. I pick on Hinterland. I talk about them positively all the time. I also talk about them negatively sometimes, because sometimes they do some things that are kind of, I don't know. I think I'm going to skip the fishing huts because the visibility is so bad. Tempted though. I think I'm going to go ahead and hit these. I can kind of see. The way the snow's falling, I'm walking kind of vertically. And it's keeping it more still than if I was walking like this. You know what I'm saying? Less blurry. It's slowing down a little bit too. But yeah, Hinterland listens to its players. It goes in and fixes things. It takes stuff out when it's broken. That is admirable quality when you consider games like
This stuff will come in handy.
Ark, Grounded. Grounded is big time in the news right now because Ark 2 is coming out. I mean, Grounded 2 is coming out. Or out today, I think. And then, oh, we're doing Fog. Okay, well, you take what you can. We'll see if the dead guy's back here. I haven't seen the dead guy back here in a long time. So on that aspect, yeah, fantastic. But they do sometimes drag their feet trying to fix things. And instead of just kind of like tackling the issues when they pop up, like I said, I think they'll approach it when it's most convenient for them. So maybe Wintermute comes out with also a patch for some of the survival crashing and issues. Again, I feel more likely though it's probably gonna be like Wintermute. The 5th one comes out, and then there we go.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Always try to read this before you do your first fishing if you can. First book will give you level 1 or level 2 fishing, whatever it is. And you will find yourself breaking quite a lot less line. But again, I expect a fix to come at some point. And the point I was making that, like I said, in Ark and Grounded, there are still, in like Bethesda games, there's still bugs from day one that have never ever been patched or fixed. I feel pretty confident in Hinterland to fix, eventually, hopefully, the crashing issue that console players are currently having. Most cabins are burned up. Let's see who you... Dead guys got anything? You got anything, buddy?
You never know.
Candy bar.
End up being useful.
More interested in those right now. I always mention if you really want to get a rock cache in Mystery Lake, just run around the lake. You'll get more than 50 stones. This used to be a good place to find tools kind of laying around. You might even find a hacksaw, a hatchet, whatever, but I haven't found any in quite some time, so I'm not sure if that's a thing anymore. Well, they did a loot reset, and they also did a wildlife reset. I am 100% for that. I know a lot of people did upset, and you think, Pizza, you like to complain and run your mouth. Yes, I do. But I think that was a good idea. Especially for long-time players who know where everything is.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
No, ma'am. And, just didn't really have the excitement on your 15th or 100th replay,
This will come in
I
handy.
know these 3 places to look for moose on this map. I know these 3 places to look for moose on this map. You know what I'm saying? Well, now you gotta, I mean, it'll be static again eventually, but for now anyway, it's exciting. And you gotta play a lot. I could play this playthrough, there could be no moose spawn in Mystery Lake at all. Right? Or, I could play again, there's no moose spawn in Mystery Lake at all. I could play a third time and find one place where there's a moose spawn in Mystery Lake. So, again, it's random enough anyway, just the way they made the game. But in my mind, it adds a level of excitement. But I can see why people would find it annoying as well. Pizza, I'm on day 1273 and I don't know where the moose live anymore. I get that would be frustrating. That would be crazy. This game in Minecraft can sometimes be pretty mean to its long-term players.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Though way, here we go. Less aggressive than some games like 7 Days to Die. Or Ark, which has a tendency to really just destroy, their old games. I played 7 Days. I played 7 Days to Die on PlayStation 4, so like the very basically like 7 days you can get. They don't even. I have it. I can still play it, but they don't even have it in the store anymore. I went and looked the other day. I was just curious.
I'll take it.
But those are in a ton of trouble. The Fun Pimps, if you don't know those guys, they're nuts. I don't think they're very good game developers. I think they developed... Here's the thing. I don't think they're really technically, like, proficient or have the best team. But they did have an incredible concept and had some really, like, innovative amazing gameplay throughout its multiple iterations. However, now it just feels like they're just being mean to their player base. And they're doing what I've accused Hinterland of doing in the past. I feel like it just made so much money on survival, they finally had to pull back from that attitude. But there was a big time and a long time in Hinterland and in the Long Dark where you felt like they really wanted you to play this game in a particular way. And I feel like they've made some things and done some things just to kind of be spiteful to their player base.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Oh, you found a perfect place to build a fire in the Long Dark that's blizzard proof? Now we're going to put a green container there, and you can't use it. That's just rude. But yeah, I mean, again, if you don't know the history of this game is meant to be all about the story. I know people love it. I do not enjoy it very much, honestly. Now, I played it in the bad old days, with a mission in particular in the second story.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
The bear, I don't want to ruin too much, but it had to do with a bear and how mechanics were just stupidly broken. Just terribly, terribly broken. And I hated it. I hated every minute of it. I was ready to chuck this game in the trash, but luckily, I was like, well, I know it has a survival mode. Maybe I'll enjoy that a little, more. And I never looked back. Never looked back. No, I'll play and I'll stream Wintermute 5 when it comes out. I'll also have to play and stream and go finish Wintermute 4, which I never finished. Because, again, I don't know, man. Here's my thoughts. Story 1 is pretty good. Right? It's pretty good. Episode 2, I really like the map. I like some of the story, but a lot of it is just kind of trashy, boring, and was at the time very poorly implemented with some really messed up mechanics that made things ridiculously tough and hard. It's much easier now. I can't even, I haven't replayed it since they fixed that problem because I refused to ever replay it back in the day because I'm not dealing with that bear problem again. But anyway, I thought 3, which interestingly enough I found out a lot of people don't like. But personally I really enjoyed it. I thought it was the best so far in the series. And then Wintermute 4. I've got to honestly say it had a lot going against it. Blackrock is my least favorite region so far in the game. I'll give Zone of Contamination and Sundered Pass some time to either grow on me or irritate me, so they're still in the running. Forsaken Airfield, which I think is kind of messy, I still think is better than Blackrock. But here's what I can tell you about story number 4. I remember everything from story number 1, 2, and 3. If I went to replay them right now, and it's been a long time, I pretty much remember what happened, what I feel would be the best way to get through it and do it. I don't even know what happened in story number 4. I really don't. I'm like, I feel like I'm over halfway, maybe 3/4 of the way there. But I'm probably gonna. I did. I think I streamed it, but I didn't make a series of it, and I didn't put it on the playlist. By the way, there's a couple hundred videos on the playlist. I probably got like, literally like 200 plus videos on the playlist. I probably made like 500-600 Long Dark videos. So there's a bunch just floating out there. I didn't think we're playlist worthy. I don't know what to tell you.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Let me grab the chill. And then I think we might as well just see. I think I got some food on me. We'll eat, drink, and be merry, and go to sleep. Don't worry about tomorrow. I don't need an extra blankie. Right. Oh, whoop. Almost caused myself some trouble. Alright, what's the crappiest soda we got? We'll drink 2 of these. We'll get the calories from... Actually, let's eat this gnarly tuna. Or soda. Wow, look at this peanut butter. It is almost dead. I don't know how the ruined recipe thing's gonna end up coming. I don't know. So eat it, save it. I don't think it really matters that much. All right. Now here's a funny thing. So I'm Gen X. I'm an old dude, and I got kids in college and out of college and everything, and so I love this new term, like crashing out. Because when I think of crashing out, I think of going to bed. I'm about to crash out. But a young viewer would be like, oh, pizza's about to go off. Nope. No, I'm going to sleep. Complete opposite. Ooh, we got an aurora. Oh! Homie's giving me a call. We've been in the game that long. Alright, let's go talk to him. I'll set up my first trade. Why not? Y'all, I'll do this for you. I apologize. I know I've done this in random videos. You've got to talk to him to build trust. So we're going to go through his conversation.
What? What the hell?
I love you guys. You're the best.
Hey,
don't leave me.
Hello?
It'll be alright. Hey, buddy.
Radio check. Go ahead. You better say something or getting this damn thing fixed was all a waste of time. Come in. I say again, come in.
If you don't recognize the voice, if you've never played Skyrim, Bellathor! Alright, here we go.
Well, I'm just a fella on the radio for now. Been on my own.
He's in a lot of games, a lot of Bethesda
tried
games.
Everything. Or haven't you noticed? What? You've been living in a hole in the ground out there? You're on the island,
fellow Breton? Right? What are you doing in Skyrim?
I haven't come across any. Well, until now. It's taken a long time, a damn long time to get this contraption working. The radio, I mean. But your radio seems to work just fine.
In fact, all these radios I find are still just fine. What are your intentions, sir?
Things are getting a little thin out here in the dark.
It is a little weird.
I've got some stuff to trade. Not much, mind you, but maybe you have some interest.
I don't know when you can get
Maybe
pemmican bars. I think you have to
we
have a
can
certain
work
level,
out
so I don't
a
think we'll get them
deal.
on the first trade, but I wish you could.
If you can keep your word, that is.
I'll just probably go for
Trust
flowers.
don't come
Definitely
so
get some
easy no
salt.
more.
Salt's almost always available.
Not since the lights showed up. But there's you, there's me, and there's the ice.
Well, there is a way to skip
We'll
dialogue,
speak up.
but
There's
I
a
think you
place,
also miss
a little
the...
island off
You
coastal
don't get the
highway.
trader
A dock, an
bonus
old
for it.
storage
Though,
box
here.
of mine.
We're basically
Use that
building
to
up
trade.
points of trust every time we
You
talk to
keep
him.
your distance, and I'll do the same.
Most of it will
Got
come
it?
eventually from doing missions for him, but you can actually get his trust almost all the... Whoop, put that away. All the way up. You can get his trust almost all the way up.
We're really out on the
Just
edge
from
of it
trades,
all,
so...
ain't we?
It's going to be a while
Some
before we get the
people do
coastal
well
highway,
with
but
it.
whatever.
Others
He don't care as
go a
long as
little
eventually I show up with the
crazy.
stuff and put it in the box.
Still others go out in the world looking for crazy.
Life will be good.
Maybe that's you.
Let's go. Alright, I'm going to hit locals and I'm going to run to the restroom while he talks.
I know the coastal regions best, but I've been around most of the island. Everyone's gone, as best I can tell. Something big happened. Historical-like, I guess. One for the books, my brother used to say. Well, most folks try and avoid them. Look, I try to keep an even keel and an open mind. But I can't stand a backstabber or a liar. Who ain't alone in this life? Suits me fine. I'm still breathing. That's good enough for me. We all get to tell our own stories, right? This is mine. An old system, meant to keep folks connected, whatever that means. I never had much use for them, even out at sea. Just throw me overboard. That's how I... This one time... Lost it again. Never mind. I have my ways, even from my boat. Stuff's just floating out here. Containers, even some empty, drifting ships. Just gotta find it first. Yeah, I don't walk too good at all anymore, thanks to this driftwood I call my leg. But out here on my boat, I do just fine. Everyone gets a name, right? A name. Sutherland.
I call
Yeah,
this guy Sunderland.
that's it. Sutherland.
Phew.
Phew. I need to wake up.
Man's been on the boat too long, y'all. Been on the boat just a bit too long.
What was it you said?
Who are you?
Just a survivor. Like you, I guess. But I think you might not be from around here. You sound, a bit different. Like those folks who wandered into town last week. No, that's wrong. It was a long time ago, wasn't it? World's a cold place. Trust comes slowly. You keep your word, I'll keep mine. Don't know what it was like for you before, but that's how I deal. Straight up. Too much for you? I had to get to sea. As soon as the lights showed up. Or a bit after. There was a storm and
This guy had the ultimate bug out set up.
Can't really tell you why.
He grabbed his bag and his
Oh,
pistol
what's
and he
it
ran
do
to his
anyhow?
boat.
What are they saying, the others?
Apparently, we don't know. Let's trade.
Let's deal.
Yes, sir. Alright, what do we got? We got cereal, chem boots. Wow. 4 coal, 5 cloth. Ugh. Half gallon of lamp oil. That's a lot of lamp oil. I wouldn't mind the boots though. Sometimes I find them in the zone, sometimes I don't. Oh, okay, alright. So we're going for the wool pants. Boop. Salt. I think I'll skip the ptarmigan down. Let's just get some flour to make sure there's some out there. What is it? 20 cedar. Is it? You know, I don't really need to worry about vitamin C or anything, but it might be fun just to get some, so we'll put that on there too. All right.
That's fine, I guess.
All right, we got a trade set up. 25 days in, I suppose. But it's I think it happens somewhere around like 15 to 16 days. If you have like the pilgrim settings, which I think basically we do. Well, let's crash out. I'm gonna have some fun with that. Unlike a lot of people my age, I accept and love all of it. We had the dumbest stuff. Bro, dude, like, did you, like, totally, like, go over there and then, like, oh my god, like, talk to babe, and then, like, oh, come on. Total grindage, bro. And we made the dumbest words, and people were like, I can't believe these young people and their crazy talk. Okay. Let's eat some old banged up dog food. We'll get whatever liquid we get out of it. Alright, let's make a little room. Top that off, drop that, drop that. I'm going to save the wires for now. Honestly, I'd rather use them for fishing. Yeah, a lot less to drop off than I was hoping, honestly. There we go. Sure. A lot of clothing. I don't have a ton of room in this drawer, but we'll see what we can get in here. I wonder if I should just... Maybe I'll just try to fix... Yeah, let's go ahead and fix these. This right here, for sure. There we go, and then... Nice. I feel a little bit better about leaving those behind in a drawer. I don't think they're going to despawn. Before I get back... boots are heavy. We'll just drop those on the ground for now. Firewood. We got some coal here. You know what? Let's just keep it downstairs for now. It's fine. I'm not going to stick around very long, so... Not too worried about that right there. That looks good. Need to get this food under control. Pretty heavy right now. We'll keep one of these. Decent amount of food. We're at 75, but I got a few extra flares on me because I'm probably going to need them. Alright, let's get rid of some of this junk right here. Yeah. Let's make at least one bandage. That way, if we do get chewed on a bear, we've got a little bit going for us. Not too heavy either. Feathers and a piece of metal. I'll throw this metal down below. Right now. Weather's good. Let's make one more arrow while we can. No tools, really? Either... I might have left the tools up at the other part of the dam. Actually, that makes sense. That makes sense. Alright, let's get these potatoes on the ground. There we go. Yes, we're not gonna... It's gonna take a while to make this arrow, but let's at least get it done. Hour and a half. That kind of sucks to make one arrow, but whatever. I'll take it. Right, let's see where we stand. Hatchet is not in great shape, but the knife is okay. Let's grab... We got a sewing kit. Let's grab a whetstone. There we go. Yeah, I'm not too worried about pistol bullets or anything. I'm gonna grab an extra one of those. Nah, you know what? That'll be fine. I'm gonna keep that. How many fire arrows? 1, 2, 3, 4. Not a lot. Figure that out on the way. How much left is in this book? I haven't read any of it. I got a good bit of water. I think I'll grab that and that and maybe one of these. Okay. Alright. I think I'm going to leave the rifle here for now. I feel like weight-wise it's just a smarter decision. Yeah, alright. I think I'm going to take off. It's getting kind of late. Well, let's head out anyway. Maybe we get good weather. Ooh, I didn't... Yeah, I'll probably get lucky. Because that's what you want to say in the long dark. I'll probably find what I need. I probably won't die. Probably. Mostly. Mostly. They mostly come out at night. Mostly. Name that movie. Alright, let's go adventuring, y'all. Time adventure. It's adventure time. Alright, this is a long walk. Hey, Bum Buns. We're going to see how it goes. But we're going to cross through a bunch of new places. And we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we don't run into... The biggest problem right now is going to be rando blizzard. Because basically we're going to follow this railroad track all the way to the transfer pass. So, this is a long walk. Probably won't do too much looting either because I don't want to take things out of those areas into where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? I want to bring stuff back towards this region, so we'll be cruising. Anyway, I hope you guys are out there having a good day. I hope you're doing what you want to do. And I hope it's going well, as always. As I mentioned, Pete's having a good day. It's really hot in Virginia, but it's Virginia at the end of July. What do you think it's going to be here? It's 100 degrees, 106 with the humidity. It's like 40, 41 Celsius, I think. American math. I'm doing the best I can. I used to love this spot. There used to be a little green box over here by this tree. I haven't seen it since they've changed things. I don't think it happens here anymore, but always look behind the train. You can usually find some goodies. Here we go. We got some tools. We're just going to go ahead and move those over here. Hopefully I see them and go left on the train when they come out. The cedar, we'll take the cedar, why not? Give me, give me. But yeah, not a lot to pick up and do on the way. I'll probably skirt into Forsaken just a little bit. There used to be a moose spawn right when you come out, off to the right. I keep checking all the old spawns to see, you know, some of the old spawns are still around. A lot of them they moved, but they're not far away. And I just haven't determined exactly where everything is yet, so I might as well at least have a peek. Barry the bear, he's not around yet. He could be anywhere, like right in here or all the way over there. They didn't really move him. They didn't really. A couple of bear spawns I've noticed. I think one of the bear spawns. Well, no, I thought one of the bear spawns in Timberwolf Mountain had been moved, but it wasn't. They've just added a moose spawn on top of where the bear spawns, which is crazy. Hey, Wolfie boy. We'll also keep an eye out for timber wolves, try to figure out what those guys are spawning in. A lot of mushrooms, I'm just going to let them go. And remember, in passive mode, they usually don't bother you. But occasionally, rarely, I will say this, rarely a wolf will track you and come after you. I don't have anything on me. I don't have any scent or anything. Bears, however, will randomly just decide that you're food. But mostly you need to mess with them. Yeah, I'm not seeing any moose sign out this way. We'll pick all that stuff up later. So yeah, I mean, instead of trading all your mushrooms or your rose hips, I just let it go because I was like, Pizza, you just drew on a fire hardened arrow. Not really worth the shot. It's just more of like, Listen, if we do you want to talk about the wolf mechanics in this game, because I think they're ridiculous. But get out of here at least. Right. Yeah, I'm not listen. One, wolves, right? They've never been in a video game before. Two, I don't think it's very well executed. Personally, what I should have done is grab that pistol, and then I could have picked up some pistol score while I was goofing off. Yeah, I lost that arrow. That's kind of annoying. I must have cleared the hill. Makes no sense. I don't know where it is. Anyway. Alright, wind's picking up. Life goes on. We'll probably find something along the way. Forsaken Airfield, if you get out and look around, you can find some arrows. But I'm not a big fan of this weather. Just because, I mean, it's already so late. I'm not worried about the temperature or anything. But we begin the long walk in the long dark. It does happen. No berry boys, though. I'll have a peek in the red train car. I'm not going to look around it, though. Save that for a rainy day. Or a less snowy day. How about that? Woo! Oh, this game's so beautiful. Absolutely stunning. One of the prettiest games I've ever played in my life. As I mentioned, I'm an old dude. Holy smokes, look at all this stuff in here. Pistol book, a sewing book, and a cookbook. I don't think I've ever seen so much junk laying around this train car in my life. Just go ahead and get that. Let's see if anything's in the container. Yeah, well, good luck. We'll see those maybe or maybe not. Ooh. Not bad. I think
I can use this.
that's like 3 books. It's more books than I'd like to be carrying around, but bear's here. Let's see if I can get around the end of the train car without bumping into him. See you, buddy. Have a great day. Be good to each other. Yeah, no. Alright, so there's a place for bears. And maybe you don't know. Well, now you know there's a bear that lives there. And he's almost always there. That bear and the bear at the other end of the track are pretty consistently hanging out. But I always think this would be a good area, personally, I think, for a moose. Like right in there, you know? Ice is a little weird. But you got plenty of trees, a couple of places that can spawn, even out here on the tracks. And again, I can neither confirm or deny that they haven't done that. I haven't seen anything. It still seems like bear on this side, bear on the other side, and wolves in between. Though I haven't seen a moose spawn in multiple playthroughs over in that old area where I used to find them. But again, you might need to do like 5 or 6, 8, 9, 10 before you can determine all the places the moose spawn just in this region. Like I said, I see where it's annoying for some. I think it's pretty cool to shake things up, especially for some long-term players. You just don't know where to go every time anymore. Weather's not great, but the wind's blowing pretty good, so you can see we're not getting too soaking wet here. I think one of the worst weather days, honestly, is just like lots of straight down wet snow. Soaking wet and cold in no time. But yeah, there's tons of stuff I still want to build. I really want to make I started this channel on Fallout 4 videos. Building settlements. I've got a couple videos with, several thousand views, that kind of stuff. I got out of it eventually, but I do like building in video games a lot. I really haven't had a chance to really kind of show off and just have a lot of fun with this building mechanic here. And like I said, I started, but that was an older save. It just has so many places where I crash. And again, I made the mistake of making, unknowingly, my main base at the community center in Thompson's Crossing, which is apparently, according to Reddit and everything I've looked at, just one of the worst places to, on console, build a base. So that's why we're here. We're starting over. Lots of firewood, lots of scrap metal. Not really going to help me here. I probably won't forge until I get to Desolation Point. Again, just trying to spot maybe a moose or moose sign. I don't see anything on these trees though. Wind's picking up, which is, again, good. I'm not getting quite as wet, but bad because it could be going all blizzardy on me. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and squirrels, people of all types and ages, we have traversed forlorn Muscade. We need more F places in the long dark. More places that start with F, sir. F in the chat. Come on, get through. We can do this. Load. Come on, little bear. There he goes. Alright, I'm going to run to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back and listen to. And we go walking after midnight. Back on the tracks, y'all. Good ways to go. We'll probably make it. I'm hoping to make it a transfer pass. Rest up and then get into Forsaken Airfield. I can do it. Only big deal is I don't really have any coffee with me. I found a bunch in Timberwolf. I'm not sure why I didn't bring it with me. But hopefully, you know, again, less weight I'm carrying right now, there's a good chance I'll find some in Forsaken Airfield. So. Not too worried about it. I could swing in a broken railroad too, where we're at currently. Occasionally you can find some coffee here. I'd rather keep moving. I just want to check this back area real quick. Right. Just have a peek anyway. I think for the sake of just like time and carry weight, I'm going to skip a couple of the places. I would normally duck into, there's a little place back in this back area, you can go look back here. And another one once we get to this little area, but I'm going to skip both those and the maintenance area. Always keep an eye out for wolves out here, you never know. This is a good way to kind of peek and have a look. I'm not too worried about it, obviously, but I just want to show you guys different areas where you can have a look. Try to show you where the wolves are, where the bears are, where the moose are, at least in this particular playthrough. Hopefully that'll help you guys out if you're wanting to play the game for the first time. Give it a try, you know. Seems to be wolfless right now. Now there are timber wolves now in Broken Railroad, if you're unaware. Well, I found them up by the, what's it called, the lodge. But I mean, if they can appear randomly on this map, I think that means they can pretty much appear randomly wherever wolves can spawn. So I don't know if they'd be out here on the ice. But you never know. Again, I haven't personally figured out all the mechanics of it. I'm not sure. There's probably a video out there somewhere. But yeah, Timberwolves here, Timberwolves in Pleasant Valley. What's this hatchet looking like? I think I'm just going to leave I'll leave that one there. Possibly pick it up on the way back if I remember. That's an area I check and look, so I'd probably check and look again. But no sense in carrying two hatchets right now. I'm heading away from the main area where I'm trying to collect things. I'll worry about collecting things on the way back. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. Let's see if we can get a new cooking pan, too. That one's just about trashed. But I can at least make energy pies along the way. I'll probably do that in Transfer Pass. I think I got enough to get there tonight. Sometimes I think there's a dead guy in a backpack. A dead guy or a backpack. Maybe it's a little further by the train. I don't know. But we'll cruise to this little area right here. Couple of ricey mushrooms. I do have some teas on me in case the weather goes south, but again, warmth-wise, I mean, it's not really a problem. I tell you what I would like to pick up, an aviator's, here's the dead guy. An aviator's cap. Hopefully we'll get one of those in Forsaken Airfield.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
100% mittens. And they're dry, so, I mean, whatever. Got a maple, that's good. Again, I'll grab it on the way back. I mean, I guess it depends on your point of view, but I kind of like just being able to just cruise through, not worry about stuff. Stuff for future pizza to deal with. Let's grab a little snack. A bit of a drink. Keep on trucking. So we could probably get like another hour or so before it starts actually getting cold. You get like an hour-ish to past sunset. And I believe actually technically the world is still kind of warming up. But again, unless we're at the top of Sundered Pass, I don't think we're going to run into too many issues along this route. Nothing. So this is funny because, like, compared to my immersion run, you know, which is at times pretty desolate, there's just so much available in this one. So many goodies. Let's get across here. Let's turn the auto walk off so we don't. In the run right here. What you got? Anything good? Not really. Again. Hey, there's a wolf up here. Well, that's super annoying. He's got nowhere to go. Yeah, these developers sometimes pretty snaky, pretty mean. Grab a few rose hips. See what I'm saying? Like, you'd have to kill this guy. You'd have to fight him. You couldn't just, like, ignore him, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to keep him from accidentally, like, aggroing against me. Which can happen. And again, you know, there's one wolf right now. You could have friends. So, note it to yourselves. Bad place. And really just a crummy place to put wolves, in my opinion. A bit unnecessary, really. Like, this place isn't dangerous enough, and you've added timber wolves. Broken Railroad, by the way, definitely one of the most dangerous places you can spend any time in. It doesn't seem like it. Weather is a little weird. It doesn't really get super cold, but you can get a lot of snow and a fair amount of blizzards. But bears everywhere. A lot of times, this used to be... Broken Railroad was always where I went to hunt moose, because there was almost always a moose there. Wolves are everywhere. And now, timber wolves. So, yeah, it's... if you guys are having a hard time seeing, I totally get it. But, I can see, so... I'd rather not waste the fuel. Here's what you're missing. A long, straight tunnel. In fact, it's just going to be a long, pretty much straight walk until we get to where we're going. And then even longer, even more boring walk to get to Forsaken Airfield. I'm not going to go over what I think about that again, but yeah. The walk to Forsaken Airfield and the walk to Broken Railroad are a little ridiculous in my personal opinion. Oh, here we go.
Feels like night is coming.
But we'll crack the light on in here. I'm gonna bop in here and see if the fancy flashlight is here. It is. What kind of shape is it?
I'll take it.
That's fine. So we got the special flashlight. Yay! We got the special lantern. Yay! Vaughn's rifle. We're doing pretty good. I'll grab an extra box of matches just for kicks and giggles. And then, yeah, I'll worry about the rest of the stuff on the way back. And again, we're going to go, there's two ways to maneuver through here. We could go that way. We're going to go this way. This way I don't need to climb a rope to basically get to where we're going anyway. But yeah, weather is not particularly making me happy. Now, I just want to point out, I'm not saying I want this added to the game. I'm just saying I think it's interesting that you know, they make a point of the wind slowing you down, but it doesn't blow me off a bridge or anything. It's not pushing me right or left, you know what I'm saying? It just slows you down. Could chill in the cave, I suppose. But again, I'd at least like to get the transfer pass before the sun rises. Should get a nice little save as we walk in the door here. That way if things go bad, at least we're this far. There it is. Nice little save. We'll cut on the lantern for a little bit. I feel like here's what I think. I think when the first time you walk into a cave, you just gotta have an open mind, because I would walk in, have a look around, leave, come back a day later, and I would expect to find a decent amount of coal. I just think it's how things, load in. Like, I'm playing on PlayStation, it might be a PlayStation thing. I don't know. In some cases, really don't have a lot of coal, just period. But I'm not seeing anything so far, which is a little random. Seems kind of off. I don't know. But really, this is just a quick way to get, to the next part of this long linear walk. I will say this: it's a lot more interesting to walk from here to Transfer Pass than it is to walk from Transfer Pass to Forsaken Airfield. There we go. I will grab a couple pieces of coal. We'll leave this fur behind for future pizza. But present day pizza is fine. Lots of coal. We got a decent amount of sticks and everything. We got several hours of fuel if I need it. Plenty of warmth if we get beat up by a blizzard. And when we leave, it's actually a little quicker to just go that way. And that will actually take us to a bridge that I skipped. So we can loot that for what I left behind on the way back. See, there's a plan. Ish. That's why I like plans, because plans can change. Might get an aurora though. It's kind of green out. When it's green out, it could be going to fog or it could be going to an aurora. I don't hear any snapping or cracking though. And I believe we had an aurora last night, right? I talked to the trader. So unusual, but I wouldn't necessarily say rare. You'd think with the wind blowing like this, it probably isn't going to fog. It might just be cloudy out. I don't know. But I tend to look for especially early in the evening, if you see that kind of green hue, there's at least a chance it's going to go to either fog or... See, now it's kind of graying out though. I don't know how the new visual stuff. I don't know if they're on PlayStation 4 yet, but I can tell you this looks a little weird. Why is it so blue? I don't know if that visual will ever even come to the PlayStation 4, but this looks really weird and kind of washed out and strange. It's like X-ray vision almost. Yeah, see the interest of this next one? You know how blue and purple that is? It's like a rectangle. It looks really odd. Hey, we made it to Freight Hopper's Rockfall. Thank goodness. Now again, you know what? Let's do a thing here. We'll do one of these because we should probably pick up a few more on the way. Might find one in the cave, so why not? Anyway, you can occasionally find like a piece of coal here and there. You know. But I wouldn't rely on it. And again, sometimes you can kind of find a flare laying on the ground in this area, but again, it's iffy even on like pilgrim settlements. So you're cruising through on Interloper, I wouldn't count on it. But again, good thing to know. You don't really need anything to see in here. Even in the middle of the night, it's still pretty easy to look around. Nothing. Alright. Back to it. I mean, we're moving along. Nice thing about these trails, I will say this, you know, blizzard or wind, obviously they're not that big of an issue. Even when you're going to Forsaken Airfield through all those narrow ravines, I mean, just hop from one side to the other or just run up to a rock, you're pretty much safe in a blizzard. Well, alright, you can find shelter from the wind and make a fire. Goodbye for a branch line. It's about time. These lyrics don't matter. It's the two. Transfer pass, baby. Ladies and jackal fiends, boys and squirrels, people of all types and ages, prepare yourselves with the awesomeness of the transfer pass. Hey, I wonder if that'll last long enough to make a fire. Probably not. But here's what I think about transfer pass. I love it. I kind of love it actually. There's animals. There's rabbit and deer. There's a lot of cattails, acorns. There's mushrooms and rose hips. I mean, you could actually base here. At least make like a mini base if you're just bored and looking for somewhere else to do something for a little bit of, you know, for some time. You could live here for a few months. You'd have to dip into the zone, into Forsaken Airfield and Sundered probably to get some goodies, but if you were just trying to hang out as long as you could here, you could last a couple weeks. I would do it earlier in an interloper run than later, but still. Yeah, I don't think this weather's going to be worth going any further, so we'll just go up here. And again, the point is to loot on the way back home, not right now. So we can just kind of ignore most of the goodies and just try to get to the railroad station. I'm probably going to look for the bearskin bedroll, though. If you don't know, in Ash Canyon there's a chance for a bearskin coat, or there used to be. And here there still is a chance for a bearskin bedroll that you can just find naturally, just like you can find a moosehide bag in Hush River Valley. So there are some OP basic game things that you can find. Just looking around. Remember, fire lasts a little bit longer when you're cold, or the colder it is, so. That's a torch, that's campfire, anything that's, you know, not the ones inside, obviously, but anything that's exposed to the elements or the indoor, kind of outdoor places. Made it. Now, we'll see how things look once I turn the torch off, but this place has been really glitchy. Not a lot of water in there. I found recently. Let's get a fire going. Actually, there's books in here. Let's just go ahead and use a book.
Come on, little fire.
I'm gonna make a little water, and then I think I'm gonna make a few energy pies.
Perfect.
Just drink that. Grab that. And let's make some roasted pies. Oh, I do have coffee on me. Alright, good. We'll make coffee over here while that's going on. Nice. I got more water than I need. Alright, feeling better already with those roasted pies. I don't know if I want to make another batch, though. I could. Yeah, let's make another batch. Oh, what am I missing? I thought I had rose hips. Oh yeah, you can see it. See how everything's like just these black blocks? It'll be even weirder when the light goes out. But it looks so weird at night. I can't personally remember any rose hips really close by, so we'll just deal with the ones we've got. We'll make one more pan of water. couple of torches. Let's see what's in the drawers. I mean the suitcases here. You know, stuff that's not necessarily unuseful. We got the improvised bedroll. Let's finish off this. This. One of these. And let's try 7 hours ought to be good. Blizzard time. Everybody's favorite time is blizzard time. Oh, that was a book I could read. Speaking of which, let's knock out, I think this is a 4-hour book. Thing is, I think the blizzard started pretty close to when I was waking up. Alright, a little more rifle skill. Next up, we'll go fishing. Yeah, this seems like an all-day kind of thing. Oh, there we go. There we go. Alright, boop, 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 boop. Let's leave these here. What else? That's pretty good. Let's see. Is it even snowing yet? It's still snowing. Let's lose a little more water. So we got plenty for when we come back. We got some food on us. Once again, it's pretty late in the day. I'm gonna grab these because they'll come in handy where we're going. Oh, let's go check on the bearskin bedroll real quick. I don't really need it. I just want to see if it's here. You can occasionally pick up a little coal from this area. No. Leather, dog food, canned film. Here. Pork and beans. Right. But no bearskin bedroll. Okay. Now you don't want to go out that door. That will cause you pain and agony. But you do want to go out this door. Good. And you'll be fine. I don't think we can get back up this way, though. And again, down here you can usually find some coal. You can see we got a couple pieces laying around. Scrap metal, reclaimed wood. We do have a nice day. What's left of it. But since this is really just kind of like, this is again, like, between this and the walk to Black Rock, this is one of the most boring things you can do. Personally, I find in the game. But honestly, I guess it's more exciting if the weather's bad. Truthfully. Because otherwise you're basically just kind of walking through, you know, a ravine. There's got, you know, there's a good amount of sticks and different things you can collect while you're going through here. What have you is, there's a few harvestables along the way. Not too worried because we've got the coffees and the pies now. So even energy-wise, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'll take a Zap bar, why not? It's like 300 calories or something like that. And we'll go walking after midnight. Yeah. But at least I'm dragging you guys through it with me, right? That's the important part. Join my misery. Come on. Ooh. I mean, I'm going to assume I didn't mess this up. But I did. No, I didn't. Listen, old habits make me scared. I was like, did you leave your bedroll, you knucklehead? It's been a while. It's been a good long while. But, you know, I fully expect myself to just leave it behind at some point. My greatest enemy is myself. I hear the Crow Boys going off. Good for them. Couple little bun buns if you're starving, right? That's what I'm saying. You know. Again, imagine what kind of blizzard it would have to be coming like this way, like blowing on me directly this way. And I bet I could probably figure out something here or up a little, you know. I think any difficulty, but I've done it with interloper settings, and it's particularly brutal. But a start and Forsaken Airfield is very difficult. No matter, you know, like I said, Pilgrim to Interloper, it's going to be tough. But what I found is when I start in Forsaken on interloper settings, I don't really explore that much. I get the radio, I hopefully get a leather jacket, hopefully I get an aviator's cap or something. I try to get. There's not a lot of food where we're going though. That's one of the bigger problems with Forsaken Airfield. Not a ton of food. If you don't have weapons coming in, you might not have anything while you're here. There is a sport bow possible drop, and a lot of times in one of the cabins up on the mountain, you can find a bow and some arrows, but. Not a great place for finding random rifle, pistol type things. I was talking to somebody on the Long Dark Reddit the other day, and they were a new player, and they'd been to a couple places. They had played some before, and they were kind of coming back to it, and they were like, "Man, I can't find a rifle anywhere," you know. And I told them where to find Vaughn's rifle and Barb's rifle, because they had been both in Mystery and Coastal Highway. I told them how that worked, where the 4 spawns were, and they'd go find them. And I haven't really been able to get like a real YouTuber to confirm it yet. But I don't think rifles really spawn like they used to. Now maybe without DLC, but I think with the DLC, you're going to find a lot less natural just rifle spawns in the game. You know, I remember early in the days, you could find like 3 or 4 rifles just in Milton. Where's everyone today? I don't know. They got swept up in the long dark. Oof. But yeah, I just don't think there's a ton of rifle spawns if you have the DLC. I don't know if it's affected like base game, because I've talked to a couple people as well who say they're in the base game, they don't have the DLC, and they still are having a hard time finding rifles. So I don't know if they just made them overall, you know, more rare. Period. But yeah, like I said, I had playthroughs where I'd find, you know, 2 to 4 rifles in Milton. I'd find 1, and you know, I used to try to, in Pilgrim mode anyway, try to have a rifle pretty much in every region. So when I traveled, I didn't have to carry one. I could just carry a bow, and if I felt like rifle hunting when I got to where I was going, I could just take one from wherever little base I've made. That's not something I have done in a really long time. And again, I can't, never since the DLC's been out, have I ever found multiple rifles, just plain regular rifles in a region anymore. It just doesn't happen. I don't really want to take the shortcut. Anyway, yeah, so... It could just be I've had the worst RNG over and over again. But if you're asking where we're at, beaches in Virginia. It is still like 90 some odd degrees.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
Yeah, but not right now. Nothing. Yeah, I really had hoped to get an earlier start on this trip. I feel like I keep... Oh yeah. This right says really for cooler weather. I am a fall and winter person. I grew up in Alabama. I pretty much lived a large portion of my life in the South. I officially saw snow the first time when I was 5. I was visiting relatives in Iowa
I think I can use this.
during the winter. As you can imagine, I don't remember because I was 5. But when I was like 9, I think, 9 or 10, it snowed in Alabama one time. I lived in Alabama from the age of 3 to 13. It snowed one time. Wait, am I going the right way? Oh no. Let's come in. I can't remember if the cave was on my right or on my left when I came through here. It was on my right. Yeah. Okay. Whew. It's a long, goofy walk. I don't want to make it harder. But oh yeah, I'm a big fan of fall. In Virginia, we're pretty famous for the color changing in our leaves. You get the Blue Ridge Parkway and the Appalachian Mountains, so people actually come from all over the country and the world to see the colors change here. Oh, we're not far from DC, so if you want to go see the cherry blossoms, you can do that. Am I screwing this up? I must be, right? Yeah. Okay. I was going to say, I think throughout the walk to Forsaken Airfield, all the open areas should be on my right. There's the airfield. Alright. Yeah, there's that one mushroom. Okay. Well, at least I didn't get too far out of the way. But yeah, it was funny. When I was 13, we moved to Maryland. And we moved there like right before the school semester started, so it was like September or whatever. And I think in October or November, late October, early November, they had a massive snowstorm. We had 3 feet of snow, and it just blew my mind. Couldn't even really comprehend it. My brother and I were just like, what? Because when it did snow in Alabama, I would like to point out, it was probably like 2 inches of snow. And I got in trouble. Yep. So like I said, I'm like 8, 9, 10. And I walk by myself 2 miles to school in the morning and home 2 miles back every day. Right. Wait, I'm so confused. Yeah, I must be going the wrong way. Oh, I hate this game sometimes. Right when I was coming in earlier, there wasn't it just one mushroom? Where's the cave at? Let me take... Okay, I'm going the right way. So anyway, yeah, I walk 2 miles to school, home, back and forth, right? Most days, no one cares anywhere where I'm at. Right? I'm Gen X, so like Saturday, 8-year-old little tiny pizza is told to get out of the house as soon as he's woke up because they didn't want to deal with me. As long as I was back for supper and wasn't kidnapped or killed, I didn't get in trouble. But it's snowing. I go play it in the front yard, and I'm like, man, I want to see what the neighborhood looks like. Right? Like a kid would in the snow. Unbelievable to me. All I've ever seen is like an ice storm in Alabama, right? Again, I don't remember snow from when I was a little kid. I'm like a couple blocks up by my friend's house. Like, again, any time of day, like after school, I could have gone. On a Saturday, I could be there. I could be anywhere. I could be in another county. No one cares, right? My mom rolls up, is honking and screaming, "Get in the car! We were looking for you! You could have been killed in the snow." Now, she grew up in Iowa. They have 20-foot snow drifts against their barns in the snow. You know, I caught a beating. I got in trouble. We're doing what I did on any other Tuesday. But there was 2 inches of snow on the ground. Little childhood trauma for you. Alright. I believe I chose correctly. Yeah, hey Bun Buns. Yeah, being a 70s, 80s kid, you just never really knew when you were going to catch up. When I was like 6, and then this again just shows you the boomer mentality. When I was 6, my mom was shopping at Winn-Dixie, and I wouldn't stick with the cart, right? So I'm looking at magazines and toys and goofing off in the grocery store. I see my mom checking out at one point. I'm like, cool, I need to get up there soon, but whatever. Usually she hollers for me. I come up, I don't see her. Right? And I'm like, what's going on? And the cashier's like, she left. I'm like, what do you mean she left? I'm like, a kid. She's like, I don't know. She left. And she even told the lady to tell me that she left. I go into the parking lot. I see my mom leaving the parking lot, driving away. Driving away. Now, I want to point out, my mother didn't forget me. No, no, no. No, no, no. This was a lesson to stay next to the cart. Yeah. But the thing is, I'm a little Gen X kid. And even at 6, oh, there's the Polaroid. 7 years old, I'm used to being out all day doing things on my own. And guess what? I know where I live, and I know how to get home. So I leave. Yeah. I toddle my little legs on over, cross the big street, cross the intersection. I'm walking home. In the meantime, ooh, red tools. Yes. Definitely be back for those. In the meantime, right, my mother has gone back to Winn-Dixie to pick up, you know, in theory, her broke down, sobbing, losing it, I've been abandoned, my mom forgot me child. To which the same lady, who she was like, tell him I left. It's like, my mom's like, where is he? I don't understand. What did he do? She's like, he left. So now, not only has my mother actively abandoned me at the store on purpose to teach me a lesson, But I've actively gone missing, in theory. Right? And if she did have to tell the police, how do you explain that one? Well, I left my kid there to teach him a lesson. They'd have been like, yeah, it makes sense. He's a runaway. That's what they, in the 70s, they called missing kids runaways. Anyway, so yeah, I'm like, ugh, I'm almost home. I'm probably like 3 blocks from the house. My mom pulls up. Tears, just snot, sobbing, losing her mind. Screams at me. Get in the blah blah blankety blank car right now. I'm terrified. I'm about to get a beating and I didn't do it. And I'm like, you left me. She's like, I just was trying. You were supposed to stick by the cart. And I was like, I don't believe you. You left me. You left the store. You didn't even remember me. She's like, no, I didn't. And that, ladies and gentlemen, saved me from getting a spanking because I didn't take the lesson the way it was supposed to get taken. Which was a theme with my parents. Just didn't work on me very well. Any of it. You gonna leave me? Fine, I'll walk home. I'm good. I'm a hardened Gen X kid. Street kid. I know where I live. Now, I try to imagine my daughter, right? And we had, when she was growing up, the Food Lion was like down the street from us. Like a quarter of a mile. I'm not sure at 9 years old, even 10, 11, she'd have known how to walk there and get back. But me, little kid, I knew. Oh, I gotta take a left here, I gotta go up by this place. This is the big house on the corner, I make a right, I'm almost home.
The sun is setting. It's gonna get a lot colder soon.
You tell him, Master. Anyway, as my parents like to say, it was different times. It was different times, y'all. Lessons that I learned from my parents, mostly what not to do. And here's the funny thing. Never hit my kids. Ever. Somehow, one's going to school to be a doctor, and the other one is a big deal at pilot. So, I'm just saying. Somehow, weirdly, I taught them love, respect, and family without smacking it into them. There we go. And as you can probably ascertain, I did not let my grade school children wander around the world by themselves. Ever. I'm not saying they didn't play in the yard, they didn't play down the street and down the block and have friends and stuff. But I didn't throw them out of the house at 7 a.m. on a Saturday and not have a single clue as to where they were or what they were doing until 7 p.m. that night. And if you think I'm knocking my parents, I'm not. I'm knocking all parents from back then, because I was out there with all my little buddies. There was usually one older kid that was tasked to... Think about this. You're 11, and you're in charge of a 9-year-old, 2 9-year-olds, a 7-year-old, and a 6-year-old. And if they don't come back home, somehow you're in trouble. Man, look at this beautiful sky. I love this sky because this is one of the most realistic looking skies to me. It looks like you could walk outside and see that in the evening. Scooching along, y'all. But I hope that made that long walk at least a little more entertaining. I mean, little back in the day tale, little childhood trauma. We spread it around, and hopefully this 10-minute, 15-minute walk is almost over. You can see the tower in the background. A couple of mushrooms. Now, I will say there's harvestables in this region, but because it's so wide open, like I like this part, or at least this part of Forsaken Airfield, I usually compare it to Forlorn Musket because it's just a big circle, it's just a big bowl, and most of the interesting stuff is actually along, you know, the line of this mountain range here, and here at the airport. It's got this big open meadow with nothing in it. So it's kind of hard to get harvestables here in a way that is dependable because you've got to go so far and risk so much sometimes just to get them. We're also in the land of glimmer fog, so we might have to deal with some insomnia at some point. How heavy are we? 25. It's getting dark. Maybe we'll just go grab... You know what? Actually, I'm just thinking... Here's what I'm doing. We made it to Forsaken Airfield. We are at Camber Aviation. This is where you can get the Camber pie, right? Or stew, I don't know. Some kind of food. But I think we're going to wrap it up here. I'm getting kind of hungry, honestly. I could use something to eat. And I feel like we've got a lot done. We've definitely crossed a lot of the map. So yeah, I think next side mission, and I will pick up here from the next side mission too. I really like this one for side missions. I think it's a lot of fun. So easy one to jump back into. And the other one, like I said, what I was using for side missions mostly is just so broken at this point. I don't know what to do. It's like 200 plus days in, and it's kind of wrecked. But what are you gonna do? But anyway, I just want to say thanks to anybody that subscribes, likes, and does the things. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. I have a lot of fun doing this. I think it's a great time. And I appreciate anybody that tunes in, says hello, and, you know, like I said, does the things. Feel free to drop a line, say hello. Mrs. Wright always says hello. I'm so appreciative of her. She's amazing. Thank you so much. Very supportive and top tier Lawn Darker right there. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it a day, go get myself something to eat, and pick up here next side missions, and then we'll be doing another either tomorrow or Friday of the Lawn Dark Immersion one. We'll be back and give it a go. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Wright. She liked and shared. She always does. She's amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And like I said, it was fun catching on LMG stream. That was really cool. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I got a fridge full of food. I went grocery shopping this morning. I got tons of food. I'm gonna go make something good. I got pork chops. I got chicken thighs. I don't know. I'm gonna make something. But I'm starving. But anyway, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm gonna call it a day. So if you happen to catch this, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you see this at a later date or time, thanks for watching. I really hope you guys are out there having a great day, and y'all be good to each other.